There comes a quiet breaking point in every gentle heart, a moment when the soul grows weary of betraying itself just to keep others comfortable. For years, it bends, swallows its truth, and softens its edges to be accepted, to be liked, to belong. But one day, something shifts. The same heart that once feared rejection begins to fear something far greater, the slow death of its own authenticity. That's when true transformation begins. When a sensitive spirit stops living for others, it doesn't turn cold. It becomes clear. It stops exhausting itself to be understood and instead begins understanding itself. And that change, though silent, is seismic, because once a person no longer depends on approval, they can no longer be controlled. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It is not death a man should fear, but never beginning to live." Most of us never truly live, trapped in the endless performance of becoming what others expect. We nod yes when our heart says no. We smile through the ache. We pretend calm while our spirit pleads for honesty. But when the mask finally drops, when the act ends, we step into something sacred, sovereignty. The Stoics taught that freedom begins within. Epictetus wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When we stop pleasing everyone, we reclaim that mastery. We stop being servants to comfort and begin walking the difficult road of our own truth. But that road is not easy. When you stop conforming, you will lose many people. They'll call you distant, arrogant, or selfish because the version of you that no longer feeds their comfort confuses them. And yes, it hurts because a tender soul has been conditioned to mistake rejection for failure. Yet, you'll soon learn this truth. Being disliked for honesty is far better than being loved for a lie. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And isn't that exactly what people-pleasing is? The slow wasting of a life trying to fit into the fragile expectations of those who barely know their own hearts. When we stop doing that, silence becomes our ally. We no longer explain our peace, our distance, or our choices. We no longer justify why we protect our energy or solitude, because those who truly see us need no explanation, and those who demand one will never understand anyway. This silence is not coldness, it's evolution. It's the moment empathy matures into wisdom. It's when compassion gains boundaries. We stop trying to heal everyone and instead learn to guard the sacred parts of ourselves once so easily given away. Stoic heart doesn't stop feeling. It feels deeply, yet refuses to be ruled by emotion. It can love without losing itself, care without collapsing, and give without depletion. That is real strength, not the loud power the world celebrates, but the quiet discipline no one can take away. When a sensitive soul stops trying to please everyone, it stops living reactively and begins living with intention, no longer saying yes out of guilt, but yes only from alignment. This is the Stoic art of living in harmony with truth, where emotion serves reason, and peace outweighs popularity. Over time, everything changes, the crowd thins, conversations grow fewer but more real. The circle shrinks, but the peace expands, and we realize that solitude was never punishment, it was protection. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, if you are distressed by anything external, it is not the thing itself, but your judgment of it. When you stop pleasing others, you reclaim that judgment, you decide what's worthy of your reaction and what isn't. You choose who enters your space and who fades into the background. You value your inner calm above outer validation. That's when the sensitive soul becomes untouchable. It still feels deeply, but no longer bleeds for the unworthy. It still loves, but from wisdom, not fear. It still gives, but never at the cost of peace. We all can reach this place by staying silent instead of defending, by observing emotion instead of obeying it, by choosing serenity over approval. For that is the Stoic path, the way out of noise and into stillness. And in that stillness, we finally find what we were searching for all along. Not to be liked, not to be understood, but to be free. When a sensitive soul stops chasing approval, its energy sharpens. It no longer scatters itself trying to be everything for everyone. It becomes grounded, radiant, magnetic, because real power doesn't shout. It doesn't beg to be seen. It simply is. When a soul learns to stop pleasing, it begins to live for truth, peace, and purpose. If these words resonate, it means you're already on that path. Stay calm, stay steady, and let your actions speak the language your words no longer need when you reach this level of awareness. When you stop living for approval and start living from truth, something within you changes. Forever, you no longer chase validation. You embody peace. You no longer seek to be seen. You become undeniable. This is the path of discipline, of self-mastery, of inner freedom, the path of the Stoic soul. If these words spoke to you, it means your awakening has already begun. Stay grounded, stay silent, stay unshakable. This is Paradox of Desire, where we turn pain into power, weakness into wisdom, and desire into discipline. Subscribe, share, and keep walking with us. From chaos toward clarity.